Namaskar, dear student. So we are continuing the same chapter, that is chemical reaction. So we are in day 5 of this topic, and today we will discuss about the type of chemical reaction on the basis of whether heat is released into the surrounding or the heat is necessary to carry out the chemical reaction. So on that basis we define the chemical reaction into two types. They are exothermic reaction and endothermic reaction. Okay, so first of all we will discuss about the exothermic reaction in brief. So we will not go in detail as it is in the course. So exothermic reaction, okay, exothermic reaction. So by the word itself it is clear that exo means to release, okay, to release. Thermic means comes from the word term thermo means heat. Okay, so the type of chemical reaction in which heat is released into the surrounding is known as exothermic chemical reaction. Okay, so you can write the definition. The type of chemical reaction in which heat is released into the surrounding is called exothermic reaction. Okay, so generally heat is released, and that heat energy can be determined by or measured by using the thermometer in the reaction involved. Okay, and the type of chemical reaction that takes place by exothermic reaction, you can give the example of hydrogen when combined with oxygen, it gives water molecule. Okay, it gives water molecule, and this molecule, while forming it, not only the water molecule is formed, as well as there is release of heat. Okay, heat energy is released. Generally it is denoted like Q also in chemical equation. Okay, so a hydrogen when react with oxygen, water molecule along with it, heat is released. So that type of chemical reaction is known as the exothermic reaction. So is it balanced? So you already know how to balance it. Hydrogen is 2 here, oxygen is only 1. To balance it, to make it 2, we put here 2, and once we put here 2, hydrogen becomes 4, so we will balance it. So it is an example of exothermic reaction. So we can take another example of carbon dioxide formation. So carbon plus oxygen, okay, when formed, carbon dioxide is formed, along with it heat energy is released. Okay, so the type of chemical reaction in which heat is released into the surrounding is known as the exothermic reaction. Is it clear? So what happened, this is an example or type of exothermic reaction. There are many more examples we can take. When acid react with metal, during that time also the heat energy is released. So whenever there is a neutralization reaction between acid and the metal, heat is also released. Okay, for example, you can take the example of zinc. Okay, zinc plus hydrochloric acid. So when metal zinc react with hydrochloric acid, it gives zinc chloride salt, okay, ZnCl2, plus hydrogen gas is produced, and along with it heat energy is released. Okay, so balance it, hydrogen zinc balance, chlorine not balance, so first chlorine balance 2 and along. Okay, so this is an example where metal react with acid, and when it forms metal salt along with hydrogen, it releases heat. So that type of chemical reaction is called exothermic reaction. Okay, so I hope you have understood this, and now next we will study about the endothermic reaction. So exothermic reaction and endothermic reaction. Another type, endothermic reaction. So there are some chemical reaction which only carried out when there is presence of heat, when they absorb heat. So endo means inside. So those chemical reaction which requires or which absorbs heat to carry out the chemical reaction is known as the endothermic reaction. Okay, the type of chemical reaction, the type of chemical reaction which absorbs heat energy, okay, heat energy is called endothermic reaction. Okay, so in exo heat is released, whereas in this heat is absorbed. So the type of chemical reaction in which heat is absorbed is called endothermic reaction. And we can take the example like calcium carbonate, okay, marble chips when burnt, they are converted in calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. They give us calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Along with it, what happened? To carry out this chemical reaction, it is possible only when calcium carbonate is heated or burnt. Okay, that is Ca example. We can take CaCO3. When we get we supply heat, then it convert into calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Okay, so if heat is not supplied, what will happen? This chemical reaction won't take place. So we have to supply heat to calcium carbonate to form calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So this type of chemical reaction is known as the endothermic reaction. Okay, so we can take another example where heat is absorbed to carry out chemical reaction like KClO3, potassium chlorate. When heat is supplied, it is converted into KCl, potassium chloride, as well as oxygen. Okay, so when potassium chlorate is heated, then only it can convert it into potassium chloride and oxygen. Okay, so what we have to do? Let's it is balanced. No, so we have to balance it. So for that, potassium first balance metal. So K is balanced. Chlorine is balanced. Only not balanced oxygen. So let's balance oxygen 3 here. So if we put here 2, here we put 3. It is balanced, but automatically other will change. So 2K means again 2. If we put there, so it is balanced. So it is a type of chemical reaction in which heat is absorbed to carry out. Okay, if heat is not supplied, then what will happen? It will not carry. So the type of chemical reaction in which heat is absorbed is known as endothermic reaction. Okay. So now next move to other topic, that is briefly we will discuss about one topic left in that our chapter, that is about the catalyst. Okay. So to carry out any chemical reaction, there are different conditions necessary. Okay, and there are some chemical reaction which occurs very faster and which occur very slower. Sometimes we need to make them faster and sometimes we need to make them slower. So those chemical substances which are added in chemical reaction to alter, to change the rate of chemical reaction, either to increase or to decrease, is known as the catalyst. Okay, the chemical substance which alter the rate of chemical reaction are known as catalyst. Okay, so what is catalyst? Catalyst means those chemical substances, which alters the rate of chemical reaction is known as catalyst. Okay, is known as catalyst. So rate of reaction means the rate at which a reactant is converted into product. Okay, that is the rate of reaction, and the substance which alters, changes, okay, sometimes increase, sometimes decrease the rate of chemical reaction, they are known as catalyst. Okay, so catalyst, they are not required in large amount. Okay, they are required in small amount, and as well as we should know that whenever these chemical substances are used in chemical reaction, their concentration and their chemical properties are not changed. They only change the rate of reaction without being changed in itself. Okay, they will not change the chemical composition of the catalyst that we will use. They will not change their chemical composition. Their chemical remain intact. Their chemical composition remain intact after the chemical reaction has occurred. Okay, and they are required in a small amount. Okay, they are required in a small amount. So these are the characteristics of the catalyst. Okay, they are required in small amount. Okay, small amount. Okay, there is no change in its composition. Okay, so catalyst will not change their chemical composition after the reaction has occurred. They will remain intact, and they will not initiate the chemical reaction itself. Okay, but we have to understand that this catalyst only change, but they will not initiate the chemical reaction. They will not start the chemical reaction, only changes. Okay, so these are the characteristics of catalyst. So let's study about the type of catalyst. On the basis of whether they increase the rate of chemical reaction or they decrease the rate of reaction, they are classified into two types. Okay, and they are positive catalyst and negative catalyst. Okay, two types. First, positive catalyst. Okay, and another one, negative catalyst. So any catalyst which increases the rate of chemical reaction, are known as positive catalyst, and the one which decreases the rate of chemical reaction are known as the negative catalyst. Okay. Now let's take an example of positive catalyst and negative catalyst. Positive catalyst example is manganese dioxide. Okay, manganese dioxide is used in some chemical reactions such as decomposition of hydrogen peroxide into water and oxygen. Okay, into water and oxygen. This reaction is to be carried out faster. During that time, manganese dioxide (MnO2) is used so to increase the rate of chemical reaction. So let's see that reaction 2. Okay, so I hope you have understood the type of chemical reaction. They are positive catalyst and negative. Okay, negative catalyst. So let's take example of hydrogen peroxide. Okay, when decomposes, it gives water plus oxygen. Okay, and this reaction is carried out in the presence of catalyst called MnO2, and which is an example of positive catalyst. Okay, it is a positive catalyst, and this reaction is by addition of this, the rate of chemical reaction increases. Example of positive catalyst. Okay, positive catalyst example. Okay, one of the example is this. And about the negative catalyst, glycerol or glycerin, C3H5OH3. Okay, the chemical which is used in the same chemical reaction to decrease the rate. Okay, so glycerin is used in the same reaction, 2H2O2 reaction, glycerin, that is C3H5OH3, to reduce its chemical composition. Okay, it decreases the rate of chemical reaction. Hence, it is called negative catalyst. Okay, negative catalyst. So example, same example. If we add MnO2 there, it increases the rate of chemical reaction, and same another chemical reaction, that is what is added, that is glycerol is added. Then what happens? That decreases the rate of chemical reaction. So in this course, we have discussed about the positive catalyst and negative catalyst. What is the characteristic of catalyst? As well as we have studied about the exothermic and endothermic reaction in this class. So with this, we have come to the end of this chapter, chemical reaction. So in chemical reaction, we have studied about what are the chemical changes and physical changes in brief. After that, we have studied about what is word equation, what is formula equation, and what is balanced chemical equation, and what are the method by which we balance the chemical equation. And after that, we have studied what are the information that are obtained from the balanced chemical equation. And at the last, in today's class, we have studied about the exothermic reaction and endothermic reaction, along with the catalyst and types of catalyst in brief. So with this, we have completed this lesson, and from next class itself, we will start to learn about the new chapter. So for that, up to that time, thank you, and please practice chemical equation. So as how much we practice, we will know more. Okay, thank you, all of you.